Okay, so I'm here with Paul.
Hello.
And Paul is going to be talking about saving tomato seed.
From our Amish paste tomatoes.
So that's an Amish paste tomato, as you can see.
Quite egg-shaped, duck egg-shaped.
And it's also quite red, isn't it?
Yeah, it is quite red. The pink bulgarian are distinctly pinker. But what I'm going to do, and you'll have seen this on other videos as well, is save seeds from this, and then we're going to do some trials next year. The seed originally was got from the Real Seed company, Real Seed catalogue, and we've still got about maybe 12 or 14 seeds in there, which we're going to plant some of those next year. Also, what we're going to do is there's another tomato similar to this, same variety. We're going to cut a slice, or two slices, across like that and like that. And we're going to bury that in soil 2 inches deep with a 2-inch mulch on top. And though you can do it in the ground as volunteer tomatoes, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put them in a pot and put them in a polytunnel and just see how they do.
What, you're going to do that over winter?
I'm going to do that over the winter, so I'm going to do that in a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do is cut this open and scoop out the seeds. So cutting this open, so say this is fully ripe. And you can see it's quite a fleshy tomato. So there's not a huge amount of seeds in here, but there'll be plenty for us to actually use. So what you want to do is get as many of the bits of gel with the seeds in, because the seeds are in that gel, as possible. Obviously there's quite a lot there. Plenty of seeds. So hopefully we'll be able to share some seeds as well with other people at the plot, and also anyone who wants some here. So we're leaving the pulp there. I'm going to cut this one up as well, this half. Actually, it's easier with the fingers. What you need to make sure is that your tomato is ripe, because the seeds need to be mature. There's no point in taking seeds from immature tomatoes, because the seeds will actually be immature. Okay, so that's our pulp.
Let's just get a little close-up of that, Paul. Let me close up on that so we can see what it looks like. Hold on. So that's the tomato seeds in the pulp.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to do two things with these. We're going to ferment some, and we're going to just put another lot directly onto kitchen paper and dry it. As I think I said before, the gel is actually an inhibitor to the germination of the seeds. What we're going to do is we're going to take a scoop here, including the pulp, and we're going to put it into this jar. And then we're going to add to that, I've got some water here. We're going to add a tablespoon of water, sort of a little bit more than a tablespoon, and then we're going to let that ferment with a loosely fitted lid for 24 to 48 hours. And what will happen is when this actually ferments at room temperature, the gel will break down and the seeds, the tomato seeds, will start floating free.
Good.
We are now going to take some kitchen paper, sorry about the clang, and we're just going to put these onto this kitchen paper, the rest of the seeds. So we will be doing a trial of seeds that have been fermented and then dried off, and seeds that have actually been put onto this paper and just dried off. So these will still have the inhibitor gel on them. So I'm just going to put that onto a plate, and then we will let this dry. I'll just spread it out a bit more. And then when these are dry, we'll just take the seeds off individually and label them up as non-fermented save seed. Once this pot has been fermented and the seeds, as I say, are floating free, we'll then clean that up, put it through a little sieve, clean it up, get the singular seeds out, and again put them onto a piece of paper, or you could use a tea towel, which is more environmentally friendly. But we'll put it onto the other piece. We've got another piece exactly like this, and let them dry as well. And we'll let those dry overall for about 10 days. So next year we'll be re-sowing, or not re-sowing, we'll be sowing again from bought commercial seed from the Real Seed catalogue. We'll be sowing non-fermented dried tomato seeds from our Amish paste. We'll be growing fermented tomato seeds from our tomato, and we will also, as I say, be doing some volunteer tomatoes by slicing the tomato across, burying it in soil in a pot 2 inches deep, and putting 2 inches of mulch on top, and then we'll see which ones do best.
But surely the ones that you're going to slice up and put in the ground, is that to mimic how a tomato would naturally cycle?
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would naturally drop its seeds.
It will drop
after harvest.
It'll drop on the soil,
which is going to be late summer.
Yeah.
Or the fruits themselves would drop onto
Absolutely.
the soil, and then would be hopefully covered up by leaf litter or some form of compost cover naturally, and would cycle through a whole winter.
Yeah, and the reason that they won't or shouldn't germinate this year is because of this gel.
So that naturally inhibits the growth until the seed is ready to germinate.
Until it starts warming up again.
So the volunteer tomatoes, i.e. the slices, are trying to mimic nature.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if that works.
We are. We know that one YouTuber, or Vivi, did it last year and she didn't end up with any outside, but we're going to give it a go as well.
Okay, great. So that's tomato seed saving and 3 different methods of potentially growing tomatoes next year from saved seed from this harvest.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add to that, Paul?
No, I think that's it. We'll just see how it does next year.
Okay.
Oh, well, we'll come back, won't we?
Well, we'll come back to see what's happened in how many days?
2 days.
In 2 days' time, we'll have a look at the fermented ones and see if they're floating on top of the water, ready to be fished out, and we'll have a look at the dried ones as well. Okay, well, we will see you with dried tomato seeds and fermented tomato seeds in a couple of days' time. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Thank you, Paul.
Bye.
Bye for now.